Hey, we got Drewz Viewz here back for a little AniMonday, reacting to that anime on Monday. And today it is going to be Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 10. We have made it to double digits. Eric, I know you're excited about that.
I'm excited. I am excited. It's me, the feelings haver, and yeah, we're 10. We're at number 10, so that's we are 1/6 of the way through almost.
Yeah, that's true. We're about 1/7. No, that math does not make any sense at all.
I think at some point during episode 11 we'll be 1/6 of the way through.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, because there's maybe 64 episodes. It's been an ongoing saga that I've probably talked about too much, but that you had seen the first part of this series and not most of it though. And today I believe we are. After a couple times, I wasn't sure if this would be the last one you'd seen. Today we're pretty confident that this was episode 10 here is where you kind of dropped off. In the past, of course, I've seen all of it sub-wise. We do the dub here on Drewz Viewz just with this show. My other anime reactions, including Neon Genesis Evangelion and Revolutionary Girl Utena with Eric here. Go back and check those out. Those are all subtitled, and that is my preferred method.
It's me. It's my fault. I won't watch something with subtitles in it because I'm that kind of American.
That's right. Even though if you do go back and watch Utena, I did make Eric watch the subtitles. I had a dueling sword pointed at him the whole time to make sure he went through with it, but there's no equivalent in this series. I don't have an automail arm. I don't have any, alchemy.
Joke's on you. I'm the alchemist.
Well, that's true. We did talk about last time. You did enroll in, I don't know if you got an email about it, but you enrolled in some type of Phoenix Online for automail.
I'm going to figure it out, yeah.
Mechanics?
Yeah.
How's that going?
The course looks tough. I don't know what to tell you. It's going to take a minute, but I'm confident that I will get my degree.
Okay, keep at it. And we're going to keep at the show here. Created Feelings was the last episode. You were a little bit tough on it, which some of that was probably fair. It wasn't the most engaging episode to the storyline. We did get Winry back in the mix here with the brothers, but there was some internal drama with the Elric brothers, which hasn't been your favorite aspect of the show so far. I guess not that there's drama, but just how it's revealed with them talking to each other, right? But Demon Arshan, who's one of the Drewz Viewz top commenters, he's they are the moderator for my Ben 10 reactions on the channel here. They decided to jump in on the last episode comments and say the show's gonna get epic moving forward. Banger storytelling. It just takes the first 10 episodes or so to really get into it, which is kind of what I thought as well, and that's where we're getting to right now today, And then also comments wise, our old friend
welcome back
Doom from those aforementioned Utena episodes. It looks like they were catching up. They're doing a little binge of this here on the reactions. They had a couple comments you could check out, but they also brought up another show that I've done in the past, Steven Universe, on the channel here. So you might not get that reference, Eric, but they're saying that the idea of Al questioning whether he's a former human or just a puppet is interesting and reminds them of the season 5 finale of Steven Universe. Part of the storyline, and that was the Steven character was getting concerned that he might just be like a reincarnation of his mother.
Okay.
Which it makes sense.
Well, it makes sense out of context too. Those are words that make sense to me.
Okay, fair enough. But Dr. Doom then says, we had the flashback episode back here with Fullmetal. The audience already knows the answers, so the tension's kind of lost, which, I have to.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was probably the main issue with that. But they said now that they've caught up, they're excited for the next Make It Be Fire Monday.
Make It Be Fire Monday.
Really,
all right.
Yeah, that's championing your catchphrase for, or I guess your characterization of Colonel Mustang over there. Will we get any Colonel Mustang in this episode? He hasn't been too much in the past.
I think he's coming on strong here in a little bit. I think we're due for some more Make It Be Fire Monday, and I find I'm very encouraged by our listeners, viewers, championing the Make It Be Fire. We're gonna get there. We're gonna make it a thing.
All right, great. Now, what about Make It Be Birthday, or make it talk about my daughter? No, okay, it's not working for me. But I'm bringing up Hughes, Colonel Hughes. He got featured pretty heavily in the last one. He invited Winry over, kind of dragged her over to his at his family's house to stay there instead of at a hotel or whatnot. And she got to meet the cute daughter and all that. They had a little heart-to-heart discussion. What do you think about all that from last time?
I think it's an interesting character. I don't mind Hughes. I'd like to see less of his daughter, simply because we're watching the dub, and the voice actor for all children in animes has to be the cringiest, weirdest thing you've ever heard. But I don't mind the character, Hughes. I think it's a fun little quirk to have.
I'm embarrassing Ed and all this stuff. Talk about, like, you've got a blonde in your room, all this stuff servicing you. But yeah, the voice acting stuff, it does work better with the sub. It's what we've talked about in the past, but it's just one of those things that doesn't translate really that well to the English dubs. But I don't think you have to worry too much. The Hughes' daughter isn't gonna suddenly become a primary character going out on.
Are you trying to spoil that she's going to get combined with another non-sapient creature and destroyed?
Well, luckily her father is not an alchemist, as Shao Tucker, I believe his name was. So I don't think we have to worry about that one. They're not going to repeat that storyline just yet, at least. But let's see what we do get into with this one today. It's called
Separate Destinations.
All right, Separate Destinations. We will see what these destinations are when we watch the episode right now. Let's do it.
Okay.
We're out on the battlefield.
Immediate wartime flashback.
Looks like must be a flashback to the Ishvalan Civil War.
Whatever little strength I'm capable of.
And there's our
do everything
Make It Be
humanly
Fire
possible.
boy.
And in turn, they'll protect the ones they love.
Okay.
And
Each
Hughes.
other.
Sounds like a pyramid scheme. Just one thing. If you hope to
He did it. He did the thing.
everyone, then you'll have to figure out a way to stand at the top of the pyramid.
Oh, we haven't
I
seen
can
him in
imagine
quite a
how good it
while
must
either.
feel up there, Hughes. Although, there's no doubt about that.
You're not very subtle, you know.
He is not.
You could have just asked me. It ought to be fun to watch, though. And maybe your naive idealism might actually do some good.
If he's not already a part of the royal family, how does he expect to become king?
There is an open bunk in the barracks if you need a nap.
Well,
I'm fine. Before we transfer to Central, I haven't had much time for sleep. Not really.
a flashback,
It was
not
just
a
an
dream.
old memory.
And Dr. Marco claims that they were using the Philosopher's Stones in Ishval.
Okay, it's Scooby-Doo time. So this is
Not much we can do about that.
This
though.
feels better than some of the other things we've seen. This feels very Buffy, so I feel at home here.
They are
Perfect.
talking about some seriously crazy stuff in there.
You've heard.
I'll run a search and see if I can find some priors on anyone with an Ouroboros tattoo.
While you do that, I'll continue looking into the research team that was working with
We did
Dr.
see also
Marco
that Scar
in
was taken in by some fellow Ishvalans last time at the end.
Sorry to interrupt.
Getting
Well,
recuperated.
Luckily, that's the last time we'll ever see him, so... So I've seen online where people call him King Bradley, and we don't have to say the word Fuhrer all the time, which is cool, I think.
But may I please ask the occasion, sir?
Yeah,
But a nice
they call him Fuhrer King, both words, if I recall, a lot of the times. Like Fuhrer
And that's not a
King.
thing where he's the Fuhrer right now, and he's going to become the king. That's not me getting a spoiler.
How did you know I was...
You should know that
Well-
nothing gets past me, Major. I reviewed Fullmetal Alchemist. Tell me
It might be. I'm trying to remember now. I think it's possible that his name is actually King. Like that's his first name. Like his name's King
Huh.
Bradley.
Okay.
He's the Fuhrer. But if I'm making that up, then
Please tell us in the comments if
disregard
Drew's
that
just
later.
making that
I'm
up.
only kidding. There's no reason for you to be so uptight.
Yes.
So they're all scared of this guy, and that's because in the first episode we saw him throw the fuck down, right?
And I believe it's necessary for something to be done about it.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's the top dog in the the
Most of
military
the
in the
research
country.
team assigned to study the Philosopher's Stone all vanished several days before the fifth laboratory collapsed. It seems the enemy is always one step ahead of us. I have no way to determine how far our ranks have been infiltrated.
This is proving much more dangerous than we imagined.
You've all proven yourselves to be men of a trustworthy character. From this point forward, I'm giving you the direct order to forget this matter and all that it concerns. Suspicion is our strongest line of offense, and our only form of defense is discretion. Keep this to yourselves at all costs. However, when I deem the time is right to confront the enemy, I expect you to be prepared to join me in the effort.
Sir! Here!
Gotta go. Damn bodyguard thinks he's my shadow. See, I've snuck away to get a few minutes of privacy.
What's going on?
Just a tornado passing by.
But I did go and buy the train tickets you asked for.
Thanks. Just in time.
What is she, your
The
maid?
wounds haven't even healed completely.
Yeah, well, 2 days of sick people and hospital food is enough for me, thanks.
His mechanic slash maid.
What's in Doublet?
Well,
Gopher, I
with the way
guess.
things have gone lately, Al and I
Did he say
decided we should
Dublin?
go back and visit our old teacher.
It sounds like it, but I think it's double
There's
lit.
no way she's
TH.
not gonna kill us.
They're going to see the
That's right.
old teacher.
What exactly does this person teach? How far is Doubleth?
Well, let's see. There it is.
In the south.
Right there! Right before Doubleth! It's the holy land of automail engineering! We have to go! We have to go! We have to go! You have to take me!
And why does it have to be me?
Come on, brother. What's the big deal? It's on our way.
I've got to call and tell Grandma.
She'll make you a fine wife someday.
Don't start that again!
I'd rather talk about my wife anyway. And he's got to go to work now.
Of course he would. He is.
early today, okay?
But Daddy has a bunch of important work that needs to be done. But I promise I'll do it as fast as possible.
See,
All right, don't be late now.
I probably won't see you again before your train leaves, but it's been fun.
her last name is Rockbell.
Mr. Hughes, I really appreciate your hospitality.
Rock Bell.
Sure to come visit us anytime you're in Central, okay?
I don't have anything to add to that.
Take care of yourself. Bye, hon.
Right.
Just because I said it was annoying, they're gonna put it in every scene, aren't they? She's gonna have her own bottle episode where it's just a little girl.
Starters, I'm a little
being
tired of
annoying.
getting my ass kicked.
Kind of combat
yep.
teacher? Why don't you just quit fighting?
Oh, that'd be nice.
Just her at like preschool or whatever.
Poor needs a little work too. Right, Al?
Exactly.
Yeah, and we're gonna need as much strength as we can get to see what she can tell us about the Philosopher's Stone.
And to ask her about the truth within the truth. The chance our teacher knows something about it.
Didn't they figure it out?
Blaming your appearance to her. Al.
No, they just figured out the
Considering.
initial thing that was like it's made out of dead people or whatever. But then they're like, oh, there's the truth within the truth.
It would have been
Because of
nice
what the
to at
doctor
least
said.
have
Sure.
had a girlfriend before I die.
Riots in Lior.
Yes, it's apparently in response to that sham religion that was preying on the townspeople.
And we know that Lust and Envy are
He's just
responsible
been
for that,
real in
right?
bed, huh?
Correct. And Envy was taking over as
The bodies are
the,
piling up all
the
over.
fake priest.
The government's
or
going to have a hard time
not fake
keeping
priest,
control
but
at this
the-
rate.
lying priest.
Is something wrong?
I'll be in the archive room. These endless uprisings, the Philosopher's Stone, human sacrifices, and the outright genocide of the Ishvalan people. This means, how could this even happen? And who could have orchestrated something as terrible as this?
There she is.
Lieutenant Colonel. It's nice to meet you.
Uh-oh.
Well, actually, hello really isn't the word I'm looking for.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Is it goodbye?
Cool tattoo you got there.
Those are your last words.
Oh, damn, he lived.
Right in the forehead.
Damn it. That's exactly how I feel.
Well, she can take a
Yeah.
knife to the head pretty well there.
Lieutenant Colonel, you're bleeding.
It's nothing. I need a private line. I have to tell him.
Tell who?
Well, he was about to tell the Fuhrer,
I was here.
Good evening.
or he said something like, I have to tell the
Need you to
Fuhrer.
connect me to Colonel Mustang right away.
But looks like he changed his mind on that.
You are speaking to Lieutenant Colonel Hughes, and this is a matter of life and death.
Can I have your code, please?
What? It's Uncle, Sugar, Oliver.
Your code was verified. Please hold while I connect you.
Will you hurry?
Oh, her? Really?
To put down the receiver. Go on. Just hang it up.
You look just like... But
Oh,
you're
okay.
not. Who the hell are you, lady?
You've lost too much blood.
Drop the act already. You're not Second Lieutenant Ross. She has a mole under her left eye.
You're observant.
Sure is.
This is not happening. Please tell me I'm hallucinating or something.
Did you ever think that'd be the cause of your death?
Come on, have a heart, will ya? I've got a wife and daughter waiting for me. Die on them.
You look surprised.
What the hell are you?
There's a Lieutenant Colonel Hughes on hold for you. He claims it's urgent.
Of course he does. Put him through. I don't have time for daughter stories. Hughes. Hughes.
You humans don't make any sense to me. You throw away your life.
Oh, damn, he's like dead.
Oh, he's dead.
Gracia, I'm so sorry. Alicia. Remember, Daddy loves you.
So have you not seen this? I thought this was maybe the last one you saw, but
Oh, I mean,
was
this may be
episode 9,
the
not
last one I saw, and I didn't remember that.
Mrs. Hughes is a really excellent cook.
To put it mildly, not to mention that quiche she made for us.
I feel like it'd be hard to stop after that scene.
I actually wrote the quiche down on a list of things I'm gonna eat when I have a
Maybe
meal
this
again.
quiche talk got you right back
I
off.
hate quiche, man.
Back to normal, Al. I'll make it for you.
I don't like it either.
I had such a good time staying with them.
Rubbing it right in
Doesn't know when to
immediately.
shut up, and he spoils his daughter rotten.
He did come by your hospital room a lot to talk to you.
Every damn day. He always made it a point to come and keep me company. And it didn't matter when, he'd even blow off work.
We should figure out some way to thank him next time we're there.
Yeah, we should.
Better find out a way to get his body back. But I don't
Oh, it's for real. Huh. Yeah, you'd think I would have remembered this.
I think maybe he must have
Maybe not.
got this far. Are you gonna complain
She
about the
knows what
daughter
she
now,
did.
Eric?
See, this is...
All that dirt on Daddy. If Daddy gets buried, then you won't be able to do all his work.
Alicia.
Daddy has a bunch of work he needs to do. No! Stop it! Daddy!
To Brigadier General. Just for dying in the line of duty. You were supposed
Yeah,
to...
that is
Only 29 years old.
not as old as I thought they were.
Colonel.
Either, but this is kind of like a World War One-ish era
You really are horrible
equivalent.
creatures,
So
aren't we?
people grew up faster back then.
Trying to crack the theories of human transmutation right now. I think I understand what drove those boys when they tried to bring back their mother. I'm fine. Except, it's a terrible day for rain.
What do you mean? It's not raining.
Yes.
That's so cheap. That's annoying.
Honestly, that line is like a
Really?
very popular.
I didn't
line
like
in the
it.
fandom of the
Archive
show.
room, and then he just left. But he had this
Yeah.
look, like he realized something terrible.
So he must have been attacked in here.
Looks like it. Apparently, he was heading straight to the phone room.
He was hurt, and he said he needed to call someone. But then, he just walked out instead.
He obviously picked up on something big. He was gonna call from the office. But something occurred to him. The code that he gave the operator is only supposed to be used for military emergencies. What the hell was he trying to tell me?
I found Major Armstrong, as you asked me to.
We have a strong lead on some potential suspects in the murder of Lieutenant Colonel Hughes. Then why aren't you hunting them down right now? We're confident that we know who committed the crime, but we're unsure of their identities. Major, clarify for me. I'm afraid I cannot. I'm telling you to explain as your commanding officer. I cannot tell you. Fair enough. I apologize for my tone. Sir, there is another matter I've neglected to mention. The Elric brothers were recently here. They only departed a couple of days ago.
And did they manage to find whatever they were looking for?
No, sir. That would be rather difficult as they are pursuing a legend.
So, I guess he wasn't as helpful to us as we had hoped.
But not a waste of our time. He was more helpful than he meant to be. Singular tense on a few suspects, multiple suspects. Which leads me to believe they suspect a group is responsible. There's gotta be an officer above me that's ordered him to keep quiet. Most likely someone of senior ranking.
Get there.
But to mention the Elric brothers. They were researching the Philosopher's Stone.
But it sounds like there might be some kind of conspiracy going on here.
That's the big question. But Hughes, I'd say he deserves an answer. Start shaking things up until I find one.
Doesn't sound like you to mix your public and personal concerns.
There's no difference between the two. I will become the Führer of this country, and I will take vengeance for Hughes. I'm going after the senior staff. Are you with me, Lieutenant?
Do you even have to ask?
Drewz Viewz. So, it's a bad day for rain, Eric.
One could say that.
Yeah, like I mentioned during it, that is a really popular line. As far as I'm aware,
I've seen
it
that gift a couple times,
quite
yeah.
a bit. Maybe you won't like the show after all. No, I don't know. But I find that this episode affecting with... I know you're annoyed by the girl's voice too and everything, but it's pretty sad to see like a little girl being like, don't throw dirt on my dad, like, daddy or whatever. Like, she obviously doesn't understand, is 3 years old or whatever, can't conceive of what's happening. It's pretty dramatic.
It was wild that they killed off that character that quickly.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely the point in the show where, and even like the commenter saying, you know, this after the first 10 episodes or so, it really starts jumping up. I think this is the part where I really got into it more and was like really hooked, or beginning to get really hooked. And maybe you just didn't quite make it here when you watched, but so it is a criticism of some shows where I feel like this happens in sitcoms a lot, where like don't watch the first season, start with season 2, it gets better, you know. It gets funny then. Some shows take a while to really get cooking, but yeah, I would consider everything up to this episode kind of like a prologue.
Okay.
And now it's getting real. Yes, but it is surprised. I was definitely surprised, obviously, as well, when the first time I watched this and Hughes dies, because he was being set up as a pretty main character. They even introduced Winry to him and everything last time, like characters that don't seem to be aligned for any reason, you know, that they would necessarily cross paths. And then, of course, they rub it in by having them on the train talking about him. Oh, we have to do something to, obviously not knowing what happened. It's not like like I mentioned at the end too, I would pin this, obviously it's not the real world, it's a fantasy world, but based on the technology they have and everything, I would say this is kind of like analogous to like 1910s, 1920s probably. So obviously there's no cell phones. The Elric brothers aren't getting a text about or seeing news about what happened. They won't find out for a while, you know, for a while.
Assume he's gonna get a letter and then crumple it really dramatically like in anime. Always.
And push, well, he doesn't wear glasses. So.
No, R.I.P. to my boy, Maze. He did the thing. You love to see it.
Strange first name, M-A-E-S. I don't know if that's a German. This is also very German, analogous to Führer and all this stuff. I don't know if Maze is a common German name or something. I've never heard anyone with this name, but other than this anime. But I do kind of want to look up if I'm right about the king being his actual name.
Okay, please look that up
before I get commented on it. I don't think it's any type of spoiler because it doesn't.
Damn, this is good radio.
Sense. Oh, it certainly is. But yeah, so the whole conspiracy is getting discussed now. What do you think about? Well, I'm looking it up. What do you think about King Bradley and his role in this episode.
Well, what
Yeah,
role?
see him
Is
for a
his
while.
role the Fuhrer or is his role the king? Because I feel differently about those two different things.
How about just in this episode, his role in the
It's
episode?
interesting for him to be so involved on this level of things, to be like literally the king of a country. This conspiracy, I guess it's going to tell us who all's involved, but like, is it literally just, how does he know it's there? Is it literally just lust and envy? Or are there people inside his government? I don't know. What's an anime thing they would do? Create a god or something?
To what end? Like, just to destroy the world, or?
Yeah, I mean, destroying the world is a classic. They could die and become as gods themselves. I don't know.
But you're saying you don't know if it's... You think there is people above lust then?
Well, aside from the boy's father, I don't know what living human beings would be a part of that conspiracy. Because they haven't shown us yet, right? I've got my eye on Hawkeye, though. She's no good.
Really?
She's no good.
You think she'd
And
betray
she's too
Mustang?
close to our boy who can make it be fire, yeah. So that's how I feel. That's where I am.
Okay. Well, you kind of got away from the...
It's weird that he would
You're
be
saying you
so
don't know his,
locally involved.
role and everything.
Oh! He's part of it, huh?
You think he's part of the conspiracy?
I just decided I think that.
Okay. Well, to be fair, it seemed like Hughes, after he got attacked, he did say I need to warn Bradley. Bradley told them earlier, like, to keep under wraps what they found out. But then he seemed to change his mind and go try to talk to Make It Be Fireman on the outside line. So do you think he's suspicious of him? Or was?
See,
or dying?
That's exactly where those clues are leading. Damn. It could be a misdirect.
It could be a misdirect.
He could be the nicest king who has ever lived.
Yeah, and in terms of king being the name, maybe I did make that up. I'm not seeing, I mean, it does say, I'm looking on this wiki here, it says his rank is Führer President. Clearly it says king though, so I think, maybe they don't ever like outright say it, but I think his name is just King
Drew,
Bradley.
his first name is Bradley.
Yeah.
Because Bradley's a first name.
Well, it could be a last name also, couldn't it?
Leave a comment if you have the answer to this question, which is the only thing we care about now.
Probably... Yeah, no. All right, never mind. Forget about that. But we hadn't seen him in a while till this one, and then he had a funny part where he kind of jumped out the window to escape his bodyguards, he called them, his Secret Service, I guess, essentially. So we know he likes to do his own thing, at least, and he's apparently not into being having people in his business all the time, as would happen with the top dog and
damn,
or whatever you are. So that's interesting
because they were talking about the conspiracy that we're finding out exists. Does that mean he thinks his attendants are in on it, or just that he can't trust just anyone to hear him talk about it? That's probably that.
That certainly could be possible. Now, also, then Mustang's trying to figure out what's going on at the end and talks to Armstrong. Obviously, Armstrong wouldn't tell him because Bradley told them, as Mustang, to do stuff. A higher-ranking officer told you to keep this a secret. But was Armstrong kind of tipping him off a little bit, despite that, by saying, "Oh, the Elric brothers are here" and all this stuff?
I think he trusts Mustang implicitly because we're supposed to believe that those two are like the trustworthy ones, right? Those two and Hughes. Not Hawkeye, who I have my eye on. And so I think it felt like he wanted to tell him and literally couldn't.
Yeah.
When Mustang was like, he gave me this piece of information without knowing it, I think he did know it.
Back to Hawkeye, then maybe if she wasn't there, he would have went further. Probably not, but obviously Mustang trusts Hawkeye, though, implicitly, it seems. So if she is some type of traitor, any information he knows is still gonna...
Right. That's the most obvious flaw in my logic, is that she's probably not suspicious at all.
Yeah. Well, I like all the intrigue that's happening.
A lot of questions.
And the political games. We even saw in the flashback at the beginning from the war, or maybe it was like the end of the war, I would say, possibly. Already back then, he was already saying he was gonna Mustang.
Or the king.
The Führer someday. So he's been that ambitious all the way back then, single-minded, it would seem. So we'll have to see how it goes here. So the Elric brothers didn't play a huge part in this, but it seems like they're off to go see their teacher. How do you think that's going to go? What do you think this teacher is going to be like?
I think she's going to be curmudgeonly and yell at them about a whole bunch of things, but ultimately a big softie who gives them all the information and care that they need. That's what happens in anime, right?
All right, you think you've got it all.
You're dismissed.